we've got some Shrek news. And talking, well, Shrek news, it's donkey news, really, but the Shrek spin off release date and timeline placement has officially been revealed, so let's take a look. Eddie Murphy becomes the latest Shrek star to be getting his own spin off as Donkey, sets a release date. Development on the Murphy led film was announced alongside production of the long awaited Shrek 5, with the Oscar nominee revealing a year later that it had been greenlit and would go into production after the fifth film. I think it went on into production and they started doing the voices and voiceover and all that alongside Shrek 5, because it's just Murphy and then the surrounding cast around that. But yeah. As reported by Variety, DreamWorks and Universal Pictures have set Donkey for a June 30th, 2028 release date, exactly a year after Shrek 5 will release. In addition to the date, the first plot details have been revealed for the new Shrek spin-off, confirming it will be an origin story of how the titular character became a talking donkey, making it a prequel in the franchise's timeline. Donkey setting a June 2028 release date marks a slightly different change of pace for the studio's release schedule for the franchises. The first four mainline Shrek movies were all released in the month of May. Shrek 5 is, of course, June. While DreamWorks elected to save Puss in Boots movies for full releases. The first was in October and then the second was in December, with all of them being box office hits. Interestingly enough, Donkey does follow in the path of the first Puss in Boots movie in telling the origin story of the titular character for his first spin-off. What's currently unclear is just how far in the past the new film will be going, as the Antonio Banderas-led spin-off was set roughly a few years before the very first Shrek movie, and Donkey's past before meeting Mike Myers' ogre is largely a mystery beyond his elderly owner trying to sell him off for being a talking donkey. The new plot details are also the first confirmation that Donkey is not a talking abnormality of its animal species, but was instead a human transformed into his current state. And that's how he's able to speak. It's currently unclear how much of the new Shrek spin-off will feature his original form before his animal transformation, though it does not seem possible that it will be a journey for him to eventually embrace his new body with the help of others. With the film having been announced alongside the next chapter in the series, it also seems possible that Shrek 5 could have some setups for Donkey, whether it's Easter eggs in his house alluding to some of his mysterious past, or introducing new characters with ties to his previous human life. The 2027 sequel may serve as a narrative stepping point for the 2028 spin-off. Just want to put this out there. Donkey is a human. I guess it's interesting. I kind of guess it's interesting. I keep remembering the Shrek 2 scene where they took the potion and it was to make you what you wanted. Okay? Now, I remember the scene, at least I hope vividly, and Shrek does it hoping to be a human and transform him and Fiona into being humans. That was the whole central plot of the second film, was the fairy godmother was trying to get Fiona into not liking to be an ogre and was trying to convince Shrek that he needed to change, and then that way she could abduct Shrek and Charming could take the place. Now, the issue with this is in Shrek 2, Donkey also takes that potion and becomes a noble steed, a big white horse, stallion of a horse, and it's kind of this idea that they're presenting as a very good one, but I just fear because it's a prequel, you're going back on the franchise and you're telling us Donkey was a human, they got transformed into a donkey, a bit like Fiona's dad was a frog transformed into a human. But why didn't Donkey transform into a human when he took that potion? That's all I need answered. But yeah, there was some donkey and dragon photos with their kids released today. I'll be doing a video on that tomorrow. But yeah, why are we going down this route of Donkey was a human? Why not just do the Donkey being owned by that owner and seeing the abuse that he probably got? Because that's... If you look at that very first Shrek scene, it's very obvious that he was abused by her, and that's why he's so talkative with Shrek and wants to annoy Shrek, because he knows he can do what he wants to do with Shrek and Shrek's not going to hurt him. That I feel like would be a better story, but then it's animal cruelty in a way, so it could maybe not. It just seems a bit odd to me. But yeah, goodbye.